Welcome into Red Empress Tarot. I'm Patty. I'm an intuitive, a reader, and a healer on the twin flame path myself, here to read you a message for your twin flame journey. I believe that if you have found this video and this channel, you've been guided to do so. If you love the content, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the tribe. Make sure that you tap into your intuition. Make sure that you are following your internal guidance. It's really important. And every thumbs up to the video is so valuable. I love every one of you. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello all, and welcome to your Divine Charms Pick a Card reading this week. I know that there are not cards, they're charms, but that's traditionally what we call that on YouTube, so you know how to find that. It's really pick an option. So we have 3 options for you to choose from this week for your Divine Charms reading. The first is this really incredible flashy Labradorite palm stone. I love this. It's kind of hard to see on camera, the gorgeous flash that you have in there, but it's really pretty. It was my first palm stone. It was way more expensive than I can afford, but I had to have it. It called to me. The second one is this pink selenite heart. Selenite is really a special stone because it cleans your other stones. It also amplifies, so having selenite around is great. This is also an example of selenite here, the wand that we have here. And then 3 is this green kyanite, also has a lot of flash. Really, I love kyanite. Comes in blue too, it's just a beautiful stone. In fact, here's some raw blue kyanite too. In the raw form, it's still pretty, but it's not as pretty as it is polished. Okay, so tap into your intuition. We're just asking Spirit in this reading. It's a general check-in to your twin flame connection. What's going on in your twin flame connection? Okay. Tap in, choose a pile. You can choose by stone, by number, whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong way. And pause the video if you need to. And we'll go ahead and get into the reading in just a moment here. So you guys know I'm doing something new. I'm doing a live reading every week now. I'm starting the very first one on Thursday. It'll be at 6 p.m. Central. Central? That's not true. I live in Pacific time. I'm a West Coaster. I live in Oregon. 6 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on, like, say, the East Coast of the United States, it's 9 p.m. your time, so it's a little bit late. I'm sorry about that, but I do work full time, and I've got to be able to get home from my commute and get set up and ready. So that's what I can do. So, you know, you work with what you've got. That's what I can do. Tap in, get started. That thumbs up to the video is incredibly helpful if you're loving the content. I really appreciate that energy exchange. It's really what keeps my channel going. It keeps the messages getting out there, and it keeps me growing. All right, let's go ahead and get into your readings. Okay, let's get started with option 1, the Labradorite palm stone. So let's see what the charms have to say about your twin flame connection. What's going on in your connection? Let's just ask Spirit, like, what's happening? What do you need to know? What's for your highest good right now? I want to know what's going to help you right now. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Actually, there's a flake of sage that came in here. Okay, I feel like I've got what I need. Let me just tap in and look and see what's here. Turn over anything that landed wrong side up. Oh, not much did, just that one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start right at the top with that sage. There's this little flake of sage that landed in my box. And when you sage, you know, the sage kind of goes everywhere. And it landed right on top of the snake. And And we know that sage wards off bad energy, right? And a snake, at least I know that not everyone believes that about snakes. A lot of people love snakes. I don't. But in the way that I read, a snake is definitely the sign of something sneaky, deceptive, bad energy, okay? Something insidious that just kind of works its way into places where it doesn't belong. So we got the sage upon the snake. So I see a really toxic energy being exorcised from this connection right now. I see it being ousted. And the reason that you use sage is because you are in tune with your spirituality. So someone in this connection has become into, divine masculine in this connection has become in tune with his spirituality and is exercising the snake in his life. And with the leaf here, I see like that's falling off his tree. He's done. He's letting that, actually forcing that. He's exercising that from his life. He's exercising that so it will fall off. No longer be in his tree. And a tree I always see as where you have your roots. It's where you're grounded. It's your life's journey, your roots, your base, all your leaves being the things that you do and accomplish in your life. And this leaf, someone that he thought was going to be someone that helped him accomplish things, was going to be a healthy part of his life's path and system, is being exercised because they are not. And the arrow pointing backwards is like out, out, out. There's an arrow. It's like a quick energy. Get out. I've got the stocking here upside down and no longer celebrating with this person in any fashion. This energy in Divine Masculine's life really caused him to develop a protective shell. And that's going to take him a while to get out of it. There's a lot to do with money here. So there's the dollar bill, and the whale fell right on top of the dollar bill next to this armadillo. So that's really about, he's very emotional about having been taken to the cleaners money-wise. This person was very financially motivated, and he feels really emotional about having been worked for his money. I mean, who wants to be played for their money, right? This person was really toxic that way. He's really deep in his emotions. The whale is about being deep in your emotions. Like a whale can go really deep under the water, and they process, I mean, they cut through a lot of water. It's a big presence in the water, and water is emotion. So this Divine Masculine is very emotional about having been taken advantage of for money. That's really sad. I'm sorry that happened. Whoever, if Divine Masculine, if you're watching and this is you, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve this. Nobody deserves that. We deserve to be appreciated for who we are, not what we can give someone monetarily. I just want to cry. Hold on. Getting a little bit emotional. Let me chill out. Let me pull back here. I'm an empath and I get really involved in my readings sometimes, and I have to just like consciously step back a little bit. Okay. No longer celebrating with this person, that's for sure. There was sweetness in this connection at one time, and it's all been drained out. It's like all fallen to the ground. I get that there was passion in the connection too. Like maybe that was the original draw into this person that the masculine was involved with. And I see that the bright shininess of that passion is totally upside down now. It's like no longer. And then we've got the skier upside down, no forward movement whatsoever. Like there was fast forward movement in this connection at one point, and it's just like upside down. We've also got the rocket ship right upside down, right under that. No more forward movement, period, in this connection. It's with the arrow, it's out. Being exercised with the sage. It's like I'm just like circling back. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to make sure that I make sense of everything. Okay. I see that as the first part of the reading. So from there up, it's like almost like there's a division. I'm actually going to pull the charms down a little bit because I feel like a totally different reading at the bottom. All of this at the top was one piece of the reading, and this was all about getting rid of this karmic energy, this really toxic karmic energy from the divine masculine's life. And he's doing it himself. The squirrel, no longer investing. Squirrel's upside down, and the squirrel right side up is about putting money away or putting finances away or putting resources away for a rainy day, like saving up to build a foundation. And the squirrel is upside down, pulling that foundation away, absolutely, hanging on to everything that you can get, not sharing with this person anymore. No longer investing in that person. I'm almost like getting, so I've got the squirrel, like, it's upside down, but kind of on its side, and it's facing up, like its arms are facing up towards a snake. It's almost like the divine masculine is trying to like buy out the karmic, just like take this and get the fuck out and leave me alone. It's like almost like there's an offering being made. I almost see like you can have half the proceeds from the house, or you can have this car, or you can have, even when the karmic didn't earn any of it, because I don't get that this karmic contributed. I get that the divine masculine with this dollar bill with the whale on top, the divine masculine really is the one that provided and earned. And the karmic kind of sat back and looked with the cherries here pretty, or whatever he thought was pretty at the time. Doesn't look so pretty now. I see rotten now. I see like falling off, like fruit falling off a tree and rotting on the ground now. That's what I'm getting. But I see with the squirrel, I'm really seeing a buyout happening, like an offering being made to this karmic to stay away from me from now on. Like, let's not go to court. Let's not go through all this rigmarole. And I do believe that the masculine, if they went to court with this karmic, they'd be able to prove and keep what they needed to keep, you know. But monetarily, I see an offer being made to just leave me alone. Okay, so let's look at the reading on the bottom, because this is a different story. Okay, so first, I just want to call out, if you're an Aquarius, you have a person that has Aquarius in your chart, this might be a little bit of confirmation for you. However, Aquarius is not what came face up. What came face up was friendliness, okay? As well, if you are, let's see, a Pisces or have high Pisces placement in your chart, or if your person does, that might be some extra confirmation for you, but that's not what came up. Intuitive is what came up. So let me read here. First, I see that you are, you have become fiercely protective. Through this, you have learned some major lesson through this karmic lesson, right? You're not the person that stood up for yourself before, and you didn't stand up for your divine connection before. I see you having become quite intuitive. You've gotten your downloads, masculine. This is about masculine. Masculine has gotten his downloads. I mean, the sun is right next to it. So the sun is my masculine card. Look, the tower fell in this connection, in this karmic connection. The tower fell, absolutely. So the dog upside down here, the disloyalty was found out. It was uncovered. And it really left you cold. It really left the masculine cold. But through this experience, he's really gotten his downloads. He's really tapped into spirit, tapped into his intuition. Good for you. Masculine, if you're watching, good for you. That's amazing. But it's caused you, with the dragon here, to become fiercely protective of yourself. You stand up for yourself now. You're never going to let someone drag you through this kind of mud again. And not only that, but you're standing up for your divine connection. Absolutely. No one is screwing with it. Screwing is not the word that came into my head, but I'm trying to be clean. No one is effing with your connection, right? Okay, so I've got two different charms here for creativity. through this experience, the divine masculine is tapping back into his creative spark. For some reason, his creative spark had been all but extinguished for some time. Something about this connection, this karmic connection, it's like it was never about him. His connection with this karmic partner was never about him. It wasn't about what he loved to do or what he wanted to do with his life or the things that he wanted to accomplish or his creativity, tapping into that. None of that was reinforced. And so there are two charms here talking about him tapping back into his creative spark. Really. And there's also a charm here saying that he's not screwing around anymore. He is not just sitting on his ass. So this beach chairs comes up, and this is always about like leisure time or vacation time for me, or like me time. But when I got it upside down in this reading where it was, I'm really getting the feeling that when he was in this karmic connection, he was really just hanging back and very passive in this connection. And now he's like, screw that. I'm not going to be passive in my own life anymore. My life is my life. I am going to get creative. I'm going to do the things that I love. And forget anyone that tells me anything different. Standing in his power. No longer sitting back and letting someone else do the controlling in his life. Good for you. When this tower fell and this disloyalty was found out, it was really, really painful. As the tower's right on top of the cactus, really, really painful. This disloyalty came as a real shock to the masculine. The cheetah is right next to that. And the cheetah, you know, like it's an animal cheetah, but that's always my cheater charm. Disloyalty and cheetah right next to each other is cheating. There was cheating going on. And he didn't expect it. I think people even tried to tell him about it before. There's this crab up here, right above it, with all these legs and arms, these pinchers. I get, from this, I get like people trying to say, hey, look, and like total avoidance. Like, I don't believe any of you. I don't believe any of you. And we've got this ear of corn down here. I'm getting that he really believed that this was going to be an abundant connection. Like this karmic situation in the beginning, he really believed that it was going to be abundant, but like the corn is like falling fallow. It's like there was no abundance there. It was an illusion. It was an illusion. It was a painful one. We've got the cactus and the crab here with the dog upside down and the cheater. Really feeling cold, left out in the cold by this whole situation. Really feeling abandoned by this person. He really thought this person loved him. That makes me sad. But there's a bright side here, okay? Look, we know that this has happened and we know why it happened. Tap back into your creative spark. Let that loose. There's music here, right? Let the music back into your life. There's something about music that was turned off for you that you need to turn back on. Do you play music, masculine? Are you really into it? And was that like taking a huge back seat to this karmic for some reason? Let the music back into your life. This strawberry charm here, I've never had that one come out before, but what I get is that there are bright, beautiful things ahead. Like the taste of strawberry is really bright. It's like really refreshing and bright. I see that when you let go of this really painful situation, you tap into your creative spark, you get off your butt, which you're doing, you let the music and the joy back into your life, you become friendly again. Like, okay, I get this friendly charm. For a while there, I think that, and I got this in another reading, the masculine in this connection had taken on some of the traits of the karmic. Go back and watch some of my other readings in the last week's readings. Go back and I don't remember which one it is, I'm sorry. But I talked about that in last week's reading where the masculine had taken on some of the traits of the karmic, some really toxic traits. And they were almost like adopting some of the karmic's narcissism. And maybe that caused them to be kind of surly and unfriendly and be pessimistic about life in general. And I see the masculine here reclaiming who he really is with this friendly charm. Like being his happy-go-lucky friendly self again after this is cleared. With the ladder here, I see him climbing out of that hole. Like he was in a dark hole in this karmic situation and he's climbing himself. He's getting off of his butt and he's climbing out of the hole. And he's becoming his friendly, happy self again. Creative. Joyful. Seeing the bright things. And the last little thing here in the corner, all by itself, is this clothespin. The clothespin is something that you use to bind things together. Oh, and I'm sorry, the moon and the star too. So the clothespin and the moon and the star are what we have left in this reading. With the clothespin, I'm getting he's picking up his divine bond again with his divine feminine. It's like in the corner over here, so it's not like right now, but it's in the picture. Divine feminine is in his picture again. Really nice. And with the moon and the star, the moon having had these hidden things revealed about this karmic situation and being able to separate himself from that situation, exercise that from his life, it's like those hidden things in his connection coming to light. And this little star right there, he can see his wish fulfillment again in the distance. Like the bond with his divine feminine is in the picture again. And he's starting to see that he could have his wish fulfillment again. Nice. Okay, option 1. Those of you who chose the Labradorite palm stone, this has been your reading. I hope that it resonated with you. If it doesn't resonate for any reason, feel free to check out one of the options. It's a really good way to hone your intuition. Thank you for letting me be part of your day and your journey. I love you guys. That thumbs up is incredibly valuable to me. If this resonated with you, if you're resonating with me as a reader and the channel, your thumbs up on the video always helps grow the channel and get the messages out there. It helps keep me coming back with the free content on YouTube to help you in your guidance. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Hello to everyone who chose the pink selenite heart option 2 for your divine charms reading. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to move those up there. And we'll see what Spirit has to say today through the charms. Getting a few of the same charms already as option 1. So you could go back and check that out if this really resonates. Sometimes there's just more than one message for one person. Okay. Oh, no. No. There's something else. Okay. There's also Pisces in the last reading too, so you might want to go check out option 1. If you are a Pisces, you have Pisces in your chart, or your person does. There's also Cancer here. If you have Cancer in your chart, or your person has a high placement in Cancer, that might be a little extra confirmation for you. It doesn't have to be. I always flip them over and we read the messages on the back. Okay, so I'm just going to flip the ones upside down that came up wrong side up, so I can see what the charms are, but I'll leave them right where they are. Okay. What is that? Oh, it's a dog paw. Oh, okay. What's this? Oh, the frog. And the lily pad. It came out right there. All right. So what do we have for our charms reading? Number 2, the pink selenite heart. First, what I'm seeing first is right here in the middle. So it really, okay, and this is right next to it. So let me grab all this together. So divine feminines, I'm speaking to you. Specifically, you may feel like that there has been grave injustice done to you in this connection. I'm really getting divine feminine feeling injustice, but right up against that is the angel. And I'm here to tell you that the things that have happened in this connection, whether I know that they didn't all feel good. I know they didn't all feel good. And I know a lot of them were painful. But the things that have happened in this connection are divinely guided. They happened for a reason. None of this is happening for no reason. It's not just to hurt you or anyone else. It is because there were lessons that had to be learned to have a successful connection. Spirit wants you to have success. Spirit wants you to be happy, to feel love, to have every beautiful human experience. Okay. The steps that have happened along this connection, I know it's been rough. It's a rough journey. But it is for higher purpose. Okay. The next thing I'm getting from, and you go back and check out number 1, okay, because there is a connection here for sure. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 musical charms here. There is a huge musical component to this connection. Either you wrote music together, you both sing, you play an instrument, you send I know with my connection, we sent each other music like every day, constantly. And so there's a huge musical component in my connection. In your connection, watchers, whoever this is resonating for, there's a huge musical component. Something about music is very, very important. Don't ignore that. It's really calling attention to it. Don't ignore the music. When you hear songs, when you're thinking about your person and you hear a song and that like cuts straight to your heart, you're meant to hear it right then, and it's for a reason. It's to remind you. It's to keep you in a certain vibration. Music really, all music has its own vibration, and we're vibrational beings. So the way that we communicate through music and the way that we relate to each other through music is really important. So first thing right off the bat, don't dismiss the music in your life. It is there for a very specific purpose. There is forward movement and ascension for the divine masculine in this connection. I see the balloon upside down, and the balloon is about ascension, right? But I see it upside down, but I also see this arrow pointing at the balloon, like shooting up. It's like a bow and arrow shooting up at the balloon, and it's like ascension is being like nudged. The divine has stepped in and really bumped up the ascension of the divine masculine. Here's what I'm getting. The pencil right under that, it's written that it's supposed to be that way. Okay. Animals are also important in this connection. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different animal charms. Look, you or your person or both of you are probably animal lovers. You have a connection to nature and to animals. I think that's just further clarification that this is for you and to check it out. Also go check out option 1 again. The animal connection wasn't an option 1, but the music is definitely a cue to go back and look. They definitely get animal lovers here. Okay. I get someone has like stepped on the divine masculine's like musical taste or something. Like he wasn't allowed to play his music or something like that. Or he wasn't allowed to do his music because it annoyed the karmic situation or something like that. I get that divine masculine and you keep getting a lot of divine masculine vibes. But I'm going to just say what I see. So I keep getting the divine masculine. He felt stifled. He became really robotic in the way that he lived his life. He like got up, did his things, came home. It was very controlling energy. He was not in charge of his own life. Very robotic energy. And I'm really getting the feeling that the karmic connection that he was in last or is in now, he's really been wanting to leave for a long time. And there's something that's holding him back. Someone's been playing games with him. And it's been holding him back from walking. He thought there was going to be a lot of abundance in this connection, and it turned out, with the fish upside down, it turned out not to be true. With the sword and shield coming out right next to each other here, I get a lot of divine protection though. It's like no matter how bad that it got, the divine was always there. I mean, this masculine could have suffered some really grave consequences from some of the things that were happening in this connection that he was in. But they didn't. He was divinely protected. I keep hearing the word close calls, close calls, close calls. Like there were a lot of close calls. But he was protected. I get that he's really starting to hear spirit. I see the angel. It's almost like the angel could be holding that trumpet. Really hearing spirit now. Getting balanced right now. The flamingo on its side here is like he was really super unbalanced, but it's coming up like he's becoming really balanced. Like, and it's all in a row. So I've got the angel, the trumpet, and the flamingo. So there's like this divine intervention, this divine downloads. What he's hearing from spirit is balancing him out. Right above it is this paper boat upside down, and when you have a paper boat, it's not going to last very long in the water, right? And water is emotions. So divine masculine had been on really shaky ground with his emotions. He was not balanced in his emotions. And this information from spirit is helping bring him balance and get him to where he can navigate his emotions in a stable way where his little boat is not going to sink. It's like building him a real ship on the ocean and not just this paper boat. Excuse me. We got the dollar bill and the calculator here. There's a lot about money here. I think divine masculine. The calculator's kind of upside down, and the dollar bill it came up upside down. So he might be having a time building his finances back up. That's something that might be true. He's got the calculator here, so he's working on it. I get that he's maybe a person that's good with money, but had been drained in some way. And you know, if you look at option 1, I saw the Divine Masculine giving the karmic partner a buyout to leave their life. And so that may have been a drain if these two are connected. It's going to be okay though, with a mittens here. That's like about protecting yourself, protecting your hands, coming out of the cold, warming up. So I get that this is going to be okay. It's just taking some work, but it is an issue. It's a factor. The violin upside down. No longer letting people give him sob stories. You know, that world's smallest violin playing for you, like no longer taking people's sob stories about money is what I'm also getting. Like he's getting real clear about being used and not being allowed to be used anymore. Really in his intuition about that. And what is the back of the Pisces one here? Imaginative. He's doing creative things with his money, because that came out right above the calculator and the dollar. He's really getting creative with his money, and we did see tapping into his creativity in pile 1. Again, this is all about Divine Masculine. So like the last thing, and right in the center of the reading here, I had the headphones fall out on top of the palm tree. It's also time for a masculine to take some time out and really spend some me time. It's like, get back in touch with your music. This is one of those music things, like, the music relaxes you. Like, it takes you away. Spend more time. If you're the masculine, even if you're the feminine, because it's coming out right under the feminine, too. So this is a message, and I accidentally rang the singing bowl. This is a message for both counterparts here. Let the music take you away. Let the music relax you. Spend more time with music in your life. I think it's going to help your vibration. Okay. Okay, that's the reading for option 2, the Selenite Heart. I hope that helped you. Thank you for letting me be part of your day and your journey. I really appreciate that. I feel connected to you. I feel very connected to the people that come to my channel. And I'm so glad that I can be here for you. And thank you for being here for me. The thumbs up to the video is greatly appreciated. If you're vibing with me and with my readings, that is the best energy exchange for me to be able to keep coming back and bringing the free content, bringing the readings. I really love that. If this didn't resonate, feel free to check out one of the other options too. I know I've said it like 7 times. Go check out one. You know that. Okay. So we're all set. Thank you so much. Oh, I am doing a live reading, my first live reading on this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure to tune in. There are going to be free questions. I'm going to start doing lives every week. In case you missed the intro, you can ask a free question at the end of the reading that pertains to the reading. So for the first 10 lives that I do, so that's like 2.5 months, I'm going to be doing free questions at the end. So please come check it out. Ask me a question. I would love to interact with you personally. Okay. Love you guys. See you next time. Hello to those of you who chose option 3. That's this beautiful green kyanite palm stone. Let's go ahead and do the reading. So we're asking Spirit with the chimes, what's going on in your twin flame connection right now? What would be most helpful for you to know? Spirit highest good. Tell me, take a sneak peek at what's going on within your connection that you might not know. Or that you do know and you just need confirmation. Getting several of the same charms from the last reading. So these all do have some kind of connection. I almost never get the bat. The bat's kind of personal for me. It's funny. Okay. feel like I've got it. Let me turn the ones that came face down. I'm going to kind of put them back where they were. I used to group them and turn them all upside, right side up and everything, even if they came up upside down. But I don't do that anymore because I know I'm realizing that I can get a lot more information if I don't do that. So if I can't see what it is, if they're like wrong side up, I'll fix it. But if they're like upside down, I don't fix that anymore. Okay, let's see what we got. It's right smack dab in the middle of your reading is the karmic wheel. It's turning, which is nice, not stagnant. Divine Feminine has been going through a beautiful transformation in this connection. The butterfly came up right on top of her. She's getting into her queen energy. She's not all the way there yet, but she's pretty freaking close. Maybe Empress is what I'm getting, Empress energy. So she's got some of the queens down. She's got a little more to go. Her pentacles, so the flower is an earth thing, and that's coming up right next to there. So I get that she's just, the holdout here is getting her pentacles energy together. Maybe that's getting her financial life together. If you need to work on your credit or paying your bills, or just work on your own financial stability. That might be a little piece that's like just a message that I'm hearing. But it's not a big thing. I don't get it being a big thing. Divine Feminine also needs to take some time out for herself. Okay, so this is the message that I'm getting for this. I get that you're working on your financial stability, Divine Feminine, because you feel like that's the last thing that you need to get in order. Your physical environment. So, okay, it's more than one thing. From the flower, I'm getting your physical appearance. So maybe your diet or your own body image, your health, your pentacles, your living environment, those things, the physical things are the things that you feel, Divine Feminines, are keeping you from complete Empress status. It's not keeping you from it, but that's just the last dregs of things you got to work on to come into your Empress status. You're just going to have it down. Spiritually, mentally, I feel like you've done the work. It's the physical stuff that's left. The physical stuff that's left. And that's okay. I mean, you got to work on one thing at a time. You can't work on them all at once. It's impossible. So for Divine Feminines, I see what that's left. That's the work that's left for you right now, is your physical environment, your physical self. And not saying that you have to accomplish any, you don't have to have a certain amount of money. You don't have to be a certain, waist measurement, whatever. That's stupid. What it is how you feel about yourself in those ways. You need to get to a point where you're feeling really good about your physical environment and your physical self. That transformation, there's still a little transformation that you personally want to go through. I don't get that anyone else needs you to. I don't get that Divine Masculine needs you to, or Spirit needs you to. It's what you see and want for yourself. You're holding the transformation. The butterfly's right on her hand. It's you're holding the transformation in your hand. It's this, I want this. I want this. Right? The self-imposed. And there's also that little bit of coming to realize that those things don't affect your worth, but they do affect yourself, the way you see yourself. So do your things. It's okay. Do your things. But while you're hustling, because I see you hustling to do these things, the palm trees here on their side tell me that you're not really taking enough time for yourself, me time, relaxation time. Don't burn out, okay, hon? Don't burn out. The Empress status is coming. It's almost upright. And that's in your own mind. Okay. Party a little more. There's a party hat over here. Party just a little more, lovey. Enjoy your life. While you hustle, you got to have a good balance between those things. Really, really important. Okay, on the flip side, we got Divine Masculine over here. Really wishing to measure up. Really wishing to measure up. Wow, Divine Masculine, do you feel like you don't measure up? You're seeing Divine Feminine over here hustling. You're like right over here. And you're seeing Divine Feminine over here hustling. And you're like, man, I hope I measure up. Like when I come forward, is it going to be enough? And you feel like the clock almost upside down. You feel like time's running out. You wanted the flower on the lily pad landing right on top of the twin flame. I have 2 twin flame charms in here, and this is one of them. Landing right on top of that. It's like you want to take a leap of faith in your twin flame connection. And it also landed right on top of the drum set, but you got to wait till the beat's right. Alignment. It's an alignment thing. Like when you're doing percussion, it's very precise. It's a precision. And it's like alignment. You want to take a leap of faith toward your twin flame connection, but the alignment isn't quite there yet. And God, you're hoping when you do, you're wishing to measure up. Hardcore, because you want to create something beautiful with your Divine Feminine. You really do. This teapot on its side here. It's like all the tea's pouring out. It's like you're worried about not being able to talk. The teapot's about like sitting down and having a cozy chat. You're really worried about not being able to do that. It's like you really have gained some wisdom here through this journey. And we come to the bat. Let me talk about the bat. The bat is a very significant thing in my connection. And the bat is about being hidden, hiding things. It's like an alter ego thing. And when I get here, I've got the fish bones right on top of the bat. And it's like the Divine Masculine has come to the decision that having to hide behind false masks stinks. Just sucks. It's old. Old fish. Out. He doesn't want to do it anymore. He's been doing it for a long time. Okay, I cannot see what this is, so I'm going to pick it up. Oh, it's quilting. I love quilting. Does someone here quilt? I don't. But someone might. Someone is creative anyway. It's about creativity. And it's about precision again. There's 2 cards about cards. I need water. Hold on. Sometimes I just need to slow down. There's 2 charms here about right next to each other about precision, about alignment. Quilting is all about getting your squares perfectly aligned. Because I've tried quilting before. It's really friggin' hard. And I admire people and also think they're crazy that do it at the same time because I don't have the patience. But it is about patience and it is about alignment. It's about getting everything absolutely to the millimeter aligned and sewing it together. Things can't come together right until there's good alignment. So there's another clarifier there about alignment and taking that leap of faith. Divine Masculine, did you get your hand caught in the cookie jar in this connection? You got caught doing something that Divine Feminine didn't like. And that has your karmic wheel stuck. It has had. Let me take it back. It has had your karmic wheel stuck, and back down here again with this wearing a mask, like hiding behind an alter ego or hiding behind something. part of your fear about not measuring up has to do with this. Part of this fear that you might not measure up for Divine Feminine has to do with this hiding behind something, like you weren't honest or truthful about who you were or what you were about or something about you, and you were afraid that she wouldn't like you if you knew, which I don't get is true. And it's like she found out about it. She knows. The cookies have been spilled. The cookie jar's on its side. The cookies have been spilled out. You got your hand card in the cookie jar. It spilled out, made a big mess. None of this is secret. If you think it's secret, it's not. She knows. With the fan here, usually when I see the fan charm, I get that it's telling you that someone is your biggest fan. And I think that that is true in this connection. I think each counterpart, because it's on its side, right? So unbeknownst to the other, each counterpart are actually the other's biggest fan. And they don't even know it. They don't even know it. Isn't that sad to love someone that much? To feel such beautiful emotions for someone, to have such faith in someone, to have such support in your heart for someone and not communicate that. Both counterparts here are the other's biggest fan. Like, it's almost shocking to me to read it that way. Hold on. I've just never seen it that way. Okay. And that's coming out right on top of the headphones. It's like, and I'm not getting the headphones in a musical sense. I'm getting like those earphones that you put on at like a shooting range. The silencers. The fan is coming out right on top of the silencers. It's like the other one is mute to the other's. Adoration is what I'm getting. Adoration. These counterparts in this connection, if number 3 is resonating for you, if you're whoever's watching needs to know that the other person absolutely adores you. They are your biggest fan in life. And you don't even know it. This fear of measuring up, masculines that are watching, because I know a lot of my people are masculines. Or male at least, but there are masculines watching, they just don't speak up. That's normal. But masculines, for those of you who are watching, please know that this is how your feminine feels about you. You don't even know it. That's really sad to me. Okay, so I just ignored the sun charms down here. So if you are Aries or Sagittarius, your person is, or just have high placement in your charts, with those signs, this is confirmation that this reading is for you. Doesn't have to be those signs, but if these are, just take it as double confirmation. And I'm going to flip them. And we've got optimistic and courageous. Optimistic and courageous. The white rabbit here, and it's not actually a white rabbit. I always just see it as a white rabbit. It's silver. But the white rabbit is about masculine being the runner in the connection for me. So the white rabbit is always the runner, the masculine for me. And I get that, and that's coming out right next to the home. It's like a little hot castle, you know, that saying that your home is your castle. I get that the masculine in this connection has really found his courage and wants to make a home. Doesn't want to run anymore. And the horn pointed at these 3 charms, pointed down at these 3 charms. It's like really gotten downloads. And I had the horn in number 2, and it was all about divine downloads, divine information being received by the masculine. And again, here it's the same. Divine masculine has been receiving downloads, is really building up his courage and wants to build a home with feminine. He's very optimistic about that. Regardless of whether he's worried, the optimism doesn't leave. The pelican here is about having the ability to gain abundance. You know, because the pelican can just swoop down in the water and scoop up a bunch of fish. That's really having the tools that you need for abundance. I'm very, very optimistic about that. This can be an abundant connection. He really has the tools now. He didn't have the tools before. He wasn't this pelican before. He was the rabbit. He was the runner. Now he's the pelican. He's got the tools. And then the finish line here. Like he could see the finish line. He's optimistic about the finish line here with the feminine. This can happen. Really, really nice reading. Okay, there are two things that I didn't read over here in the corner because they didn't fit the reading. There are side notes. There's a snake and there's a button. And that tells me specifically that the underhandedness, a snake is an animal, and so I take it like as a person. It's a character, and sometimes it's a situation depending on what it's being surrounded by. But here I see it as a person. There is a snaky person in regards to this connection. And that situation is being buttoned up, being taken care of. That you don't need to worry about that anymore. Whoever's dealing with this snaky person is taking care of it, and the other party does not need to worry about it anymore. It's not a factor. So just know that. Okay. Option 3, this has been your reading. I hope this has brought you some clarity. I hope you've enjoyed it and that it's helped you. If it doesn't resonate, feel free to go back and check the other options or go back and check another reading. Readings are timeless. Time is fluid, energy is fluid, so when you find it, it's for you then, not when it's pulled. That thumbs up is really, really valuable to me. If you're vibing with me, if you're vibing with my readings, if you're enjoying them, the thumbs up on the video really helps me come back and keep bringing the free content to YouTube and the guidance to help you. That's what I want to do. It spreads it to other people so they can have it too. We can help each other that way. I am doing lives now. I'm doing my first live on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 9 p.m. Depending on where you are in the world. I know people are from all around the world here. So you'll just have to check your world clock and see what that coincides to for you. But along with that live reading, I'm just going to be doing a check-in like this, but with tarot cards. And at the end of the reading, everyone that is watching is going to have the opportunity to ask one free question about the reading. So if they have a question, I'm going to pull for them. And for the first 10 lives that I do, I'm going to be offering those free questions. So come join me 6 p.m. Pacific on this Thursday and every Thursday. Hopefully I'll announce it if it's not true for some week, but I'm going to try and keep it on that schedule. I will see you next time. I love you guys. Take care.